Big Box SWE. Are Gen Z programmers cooked? Yes. I'm assuming... My assumption is this is, like, about AI and job availability. That is what I presume this is. So let's find out.
Short answer? No.
Yes.
You can end the video.
No.
Short answer? No. You can end the
No. Okay. I want to see your logic.
video right now. But I can't deny. On the surface, things aren't looking so good.
They're not looking so
AI,
good.
layoffs, the economy. For a generation that was born during the dot-com bubble, had their college fund wiped out by the GFC, and graduated during a pandemic.
Wait, is this a real thing that happened? No. This is from the BBC. This is 5 years ago.
The show to self-isolating classmates were also present at the ceremony and also watching through Zoom. Quibi launched its mobile-based streaming service in North America and the UK. Content on the app is
Okay, sure, whatever.
It seems like fate has had Zoomers destined for misery. I mean, we can start with the fact that AI has cooked the entry level. The number of entry-level jobs has fallen harder than the number of children named...
Yeah, the problem we have is we have senior engineers who are like raising the ceiling, but with raising the ceiling, the floor is also being raised up as well. So you already had this issue where a lot of jobs required you to have experience for an entry job. Now the entry jobs just don't exist in many cases.
Osama after 2001. Back in the day, hiring an intern was almost a necessity. We always needed someone to write boilerplate, set up a project, fix the bug that's been sitting in the backlog for months. But AI has made writing code a lot quicker.
Yup.
There's also another AI, the more powerful version, otherwise known as actually Indians.
I will never forget the Amazon store. Do you guys remember this? Amazon store actually Indians. So Amazon had this store where you could just like walk out of the store and it would... what they said is they were using AI to scan your products and like know what you were buying. That was just a lie. They actually just had a team of Indians that was watching the footage and was just doing everything manually. So I think the way they ended up like deflecting it as a problem was they were like, oh, well, this is a representation of what the future could be. But that's not the way they initially sold it.
But more formally known as offshoring. With the rise in remote work, a lot of companies decided to offshore entire dev teams. This hasn't made getting a dev job in the developing world any easier. Companies looking to offshore aren't doing it to nurture future talent, but get the most experience for the least dollars. Because if there's one thing the world has learned...
That's the same problem that's happened with a lot of these contract work platforms, like Upwork. These platforms used to be incredible places for getting... like contract work and getting short-term jobs. Then you had, Fiverr's another great example. Fiverr, you can't be an artist and compete on Fiverr, right? Unless you're in like Venezuela, India, places where there's like really cheap cost of living, because people are doing like 10 hours of work for $15, right? Like, that's just not viable.
It's that programming equals money. And this is the third reason Gen Z got cooked. Hashtag learn to code. The go-to solution for unemployment in the 2010s was hashtag learn to code.
This was a
but
fun
programming,
time.
like anything else, is a skill. It requires competence, motivation, and a knack for problem solving. Programming isn't a band-aid solution to poor economic planning, but as boot camps kept popping up at the rate Pirate Software mentions he works at Blizzard,
Okay, well, everything links back in.
The dev market has gotten oversaturated to the point of no return. Now, although things look pretty bad, we also live in a time where startup founders are younger than ever, and there are literal children writing better code than professionals. The only solution to all this doom, take initiative. Technology is an exciting field where you can actually demonstrate competence outside of having a job, and there's many ways to do this. Build something. I know, it's oversaid, but there's truth to this. Whether it's a project, startup, a community, even content, build anything. Something you care about, something you find useful, and something you can show off.
Steve.
That's because programming is a very social skill. Large code bases, open source projects, communities, and even content aren't built and maintained by a single person. And once you get involved building something, you'll eventually find more people, or people will find you. Another great aspect of building something is that it broadens your skills. Having a broad skill set works in two ways. You can adopt the mindset of a T-shaped developer, which means you have a broad set of skills, such as DevOps, front-end databases.
I've never heard that term before. T-shaped developer. So you have a lot of basic skills and then hyper-specialize in one. Is that a real term, or did he just make that up himself? T-shaped skills. No, this is a real term. Okay. Describe individuals with deep expertise in one specific area, the verticality, a broad understanding of other related fields. Huh. I have actually never heard that anymore. That ever.
But you focus in on one area.
React already, yeah. Ren could not get the game working consistently, so we're here now.
But you can extrapolate this even further. For example, along with programming, I also know video editing. You can combine programming with a bit of design, programming with a bit of data, or programming with a bit of professional yapping. With the pace of the current economy, generalization is the new specialization, at least at the junior level. There's excellent content out there to learn new tech pretty quickly. And a final piece of initiative you
This video is brought to you by boot.dev.
can take is to cold approach. Gen Z seem to be addicted to these cold approach videos, but hardly seem to use them. I'm not saying to go and spam a bunch of people on LinkedIn. You should look for companies that have recently raised money, research their product, and think about ways you can add value to their company, and send well thought out messages based on that. Here's a
You obviously haven't worked at corporate. What did I say that imply? What did I say? I'm not sure what that's referring to.
pro tip. Email tends to work better than LinkedIn. 10 messages per day for 10 days is 100 potential opportunities. Fundamentally, tech is just like this.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Everyone's also spamming them through AI as well. So your 10 messages is drowned out in the sea of 10,000 ChatGPT messages.
Yes. There'll be good times, bad times, and times COBOL is in production. You just have to be willing to put the work in and ride out the waves. And if you're taking up my advice on starting a company, you should check out Mobbin.com, the sponsor of today's video. Mobbin is the world's largest design reference library with thousands of
Oh, they have a knack for coming up with BS terms. Okay, that's fair.
user flows and screens referenced off apps you probably use every day.
Oh, it's this.
What I love the most about Mobbin is their attention to detail. You can understand what's trending with a glance, and everything is broken down with accuracy.
I do think this is actually a really cool
take a look at the categories, their specific screens, UI elements with accurate terminology, and being able to search for exact user flows. Getting started on Mobbin is easy. You can filter down with their categories, like looking up a dashboard for developer tools specifically on the web. From here, I can analyze the exact user journey and dig even deeper into the user journey using Mobbin's awesome flow tree. The flow tree lets you navigate the user journey layer by layer down to specific actions. And once I'm done analyzing, I can export my project to Figma.
I do think this is a goated sponsor,
You can find me on Mobbin at Big Box Suite, and while you're there, use my link mobbin.com/bigboxsuite.
Is it bad that I was taught to write COBOL in school? Are you 60? And no, I'm not 100. Are you sure? What the fuck are they doing teaching you COBOL in school? What is the justification? Was the teacher 100? And this was in 2010. To be fair, I do know someone who in, I think it was like 2020, was taught Objective-C. So it's not much better.
To give Mobbin a try for free and save 20% off Mobbin Pro. Thank you so much to Mobbin for sponsoring this video, and thank you for your time. I am Big Box.
We like Big Box. Big Box is fun. That was a good video. Honestly, I think everyone's a little bit cooked, right? Like AI is gonna ruin a lot of industries. anything knowledge based, and this includes what I'm doing, right? Like I am just as cooked. Prime on Arch. Maybe we'll check that one out. That could be fun. Yeah, I think everyone's kind of a little bit cooked, right? Like we're in a time of drastic change in all industries. I don't think anybody who says they know exactly what's going to happen is just delusional. But I think anyone who says that nothing is going to happen is just as delusional. That's 18 minutes long. Yeah, usually the not a react videos are somewhat not crazy long. Primo Gem, yes, I am a big fan of the Primo Gem.